One wrong move and your dream vacation can turn into a running nightmare. These easy-to-miss travel blunders have left thousands grounded. Don't let your name be called next at the gate. Curious yet? Stepping onto a plane might seem routine, but behind every smooth boarding is a checklist of rules passengers often overlook. In that moment of excitement, one missed detail, a wrong name, forgotten visa, or oversized bag can stop your journey before you board. Airlines and immigration officers stick to the rules. No shortcuts, no favors. Every year, thousands of people miss their flights simply because they overlooked one small requirement. Sit back, hit that subscribe button, and let's run through the most common and easily avoidable mistakes that can cost you your seat in the sky. 7. Name mismatch on ticket and ID card. When booking a flight, one of the most common and easily avoidable mistakes is having a different name on the plane ticket than the one on the ID or passport. This can be a big problem, big enough to stop you from getting on the plane. Let's say your full legal name is Jennifer Ann Smith, but when booking your ticket, you or someone else wrote just Jenny Smith. Even though it might seem like a small difference, it's still you after all. The airline and airport security won't see it that way. Your name on the ticket must match your government-issued ID exactly, down to every letter, middle name, hyphen, or apostrophe. If there's a mismatch, the system might flag you, and you could be delayed or denied boarding entirely. This isn't just an airline being picky. After the September 11th attack in 2001, international travel regulations became stricter. Security systems like TSA in the US or other agencies worldwide use your full name to check against no-fly lists and immigration records. If the names don't line up, you might not even get past the check-in desk or security gate. Sometimes online check-in won't even work if the names don't match exactly. Before booking your flight, make sure the name on your ticket is exactly the same as the one on your ID. If you notice a mistake, reach out to the airline right away to fix it. Some airlines give you a short window, like 24 hours, to fix minor errors for free. After that, it could cost you or even require rebooking. It might seem like a small detail, but it can make the difference between a smooth trip and missing your flight. If your name has changed recently due to marriage, for instance, be sure to travel with documents like a marriage certificate to help smooth things out at the airport. 6. Ignoring visa or entry requirements. If you show up at the airport without the right visa or entry documents, you're not getting on that plane. Simple as that. Every country has its own rules for who can enter, and airlines aren't responsible for making sure passengers meet those rules before they board. If you don't have the correct visa or you misunderstood what's needed, like assuming you'll get a visa on arrival when you actually need one in advance, the airline won't let you fly. They could get fined if they carry someone who's not allowed into the destination country, so they don't take chances. This mistake happens more than you think. Some travelers assume their passport is enough, or they rely on outdated advice from friends or blogs. However, visa rules change, and what worked last year might not work now. That's why it's important to check the entry requirements for your destination before booking a flight, not the day before you travel. Stick around. Wondering if a torn passport or ill health will stop your flight? Right before number 1, we'll enlighten you on these issues to avoid being left behind. 5. Traveling with minors without proper documentation. Traveling with children sounds cute and simple until you're standing at the airport and they won't let you board because you're missing one piece of paper. This is one of the most frustrating mistakes people make. If you're flying with a child who isn't yours, or even your child but without the other parent, you need extra documents to prove you have permission to travel with them. Without those, airport staff might stop you right at the check-in counter. Let's say you're a mom flying with your son and his dad isn't coming. Some countries and airlines will ask for a notarized letter of consent from the father, stating that he agrees to the trip. If you don't have it, they might assume you're trying to take the child without permission. Same goes for grandparents, uncles, aunts, teachers, or family friends. If you're not the child's legal guardian, you need proof that the parents know and approve of the trip. Even if you're the parent and your last name is different from your child's, or if you've divorced and traveling solo, you might be asked to show a birth certificate, custody papers, or a court order. These documents help prove your relationship and your right to travel with the child. If the child is flying alone, airlines usually require a whole set of forms, including emergency contacts and medical consent. Some countries are very strict. For example, Mexico requires a notarized letter from the other parent if only one parent is accompanying the child. South Africa used to require birth certificates and consent letters for every child entering or leaving the country. Even if your destination doesn't ask for these things, the airline might, because they don't want to be fined for letting someone fly without proper paperwork. If you don't want any of that drama, bring a passport for the child. Yes, even babies need one for international travel. Pack a certified birth certificate to prove your relationship. Get a notarized travel consent letter from the other parent or legal guardian. If you're not the parent, bring a letter signed by both parents. Include medical consent forms in case of emergencies. Most importantly, check the entry rules for your destination country before you book the flight. 4. Late arrival. Showing up late to the airport is another fast way to miss your flight, even if you've already paid for your ticket. Airlines have strict rules about when you need to check in, drop off your bags, and be at the boarding gate. If you arrive after those cutoff times, they won't wait for you. Even if the plane is still sitting there, the doors might be closed and you'll be left behind. Let's say your flight is at 10 a.m. You might think getting there at 9:30 is fine, but most airlines close boarding 15 to 30 minutes before departure. That means you should be at the gate by 9:30 at the latest, and that's after checking in and going through security. If there's a long line or a delay at security, you could miss your flight even if you're inside the airport. Late arrival also messes up connecting flights. If you miss your flight, the rest of your trip could fall apart. In many cases, airlines won't refund your ticket or rebook you for free unless it's their fault. To avoid this, always arrive early. For domestic flights, get to the airport 90 minutes before departure. For international flights, aim for 2 to 3 hours ahead. It gives you time to check in, clear security, and relax before boarding. 3. Oversized luggage and prohibited items. Bringing oversized luggage or packing items that aren't allowed on a plane is also a mistake that can stop you from boarding, even if you've got your ticket and passport ready. Every airline has size and weight limits for bags. If your suitcase is too big or too heavy, you might be asked to repack, pay extra fees, or even leave it behind. For example, British Airways considers anything larger than 35 x 30 x 17 inches as oversized. If your bag exceeds the limit, they might not accept it at all. You'll have to use a cargo service instead, which is expensive and time-consuming. Now, about prohibited items. Airports have clear rules about what you can put in your carry-on bag. And some things aren't allowed at all. Items such as large bottles of liquid, over 100 milliliters, sharp objects, toy guns, and certain batteries are not permitted. If you pack any of these, security will stop you and you might miss your flight while sorting it out. Turkish Airlines, for example, has a full list of banned items like matches, toy weapons, and strong-smelling foods. To avoid problems, always check your airline's baggage rules before packing. Weigh and measure your bags at home. Also, don't pack anything you wouldn't want to explain to airport security. 2. Expired or invalid passport and documents. If your passport is expired or looks damaged, you won't be allowed to fly, no matter how prepared you are. Some countries even require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months beyond your travel dates. This means if your passport expires in 2 months and you're flying to a country with a 6-month rule, you're not going anywhere. A passport can also be considered invalid if it's torn, water damaged, or has unreadable pages. Even small issues such as a smudged photo or missing visa pages can cause problems. If you've changed your name but haven't updated your passport, that mismatch can stop you too. To avoid this, check your passport's expiry date well before booking your flight. Make sure it's in good condition and matches your current legal name. If you're unsure about the rules, check the entry requirements for the country you're visiting. 1. Health or behavior concerns. If you're visibly sick, like coughing nonstop, sweating heavily, or looking like you're about to faint, airline staff might stop you from boarding. This is because they don't want your condition to worsen mid-flight or spread something contagious to other passengers. If you have a fever or symptoms of something serious like COVID-19, the flu, or even food poisoning, they might say, no, not today. Behavior concern, on the other hand, is a whole different story. If you show up drunk, high, aggressive, or just acting out of control, you're not getting on that plane. Yelling at staff, refusing to follow instructions, or causing a scene at the gate is a fast track to being denied boarding. Even if you calm down later, the damage is done. Airlines don't want to risk having someone disruptive in the air where there's nowhere to go. It's not just about being polite, it's about keeping the flight safe for everyone. Airlines have rules written into their contracts that allow them to refuse passengers who pose a risk to safety, health, or comfort, and they use those rules when needed. If you're feeling unwell or tempted to argue with airport staff next time, pause, take care of yourself, stay calm, and remember, the goal is to make it to your destination, not get kicked off before you even take off. Have you ever been a victim of any of these mistakes? How did you handle it? Let us know in the comments. For more travel guides, like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more. See you next time, and fly safe.